I gotta clean my makeup table. It's horrible.
I wanted to do mine, but we're live. Look at that. No, I was just wanted to do my makeup, but my allergies are like
They're not
not for the
showing.
games. The past couple days, my allergies has been like, oh, you
Like,
forgot I existed, huh?
like,
Okay.
like, what you think you finna do? You ain't finna slay no makeup. Not right now.
And I had every intention to, and it was just
It's
like,
gonna
nope,
feel
you
beautiful.
already got allergies. I would have
No,
been here just
you're still,
eyes watering, sneezing, coughing.
you're
I
still.
finally got it under control. So, hello everybody. We are back. We are live. Okay. Yes. This feels weird. I know I've been live like a few times with my daughter and stuff, but this is different, obviously. Those who have watched knows the difference between something I just kind of do spur of the moment versus these very intentional, very thought provoking conversations.
Right.
Um, so I have the pleasure of being joined by my beautiful sis, Shaquansia Love. Say
Hey,
hi. Hi
hey,
to the people.
hey,
Oh,
y'all. Well, thank you for having me, sis. I'm so excited to have this conversation. Thank you for choosing me to speak on this because this is a very important topic. So when we talk about things like this, we got to really, really, really come with it. Come with it, because there's
yeah,
always at least one person that needs to hear that and hear that encouragement and know, you know what I'm saying, the importance of knowing whose you are and what you are. So yes.
absolutely.
So for those who don't know me, my name is Kwanzaa. I'm a sickle cell warrior. SS, mother of five, a wife. I do makeup. So, and this is not my first time with my sis Shay, because she know I'm gonna push her all the way. So anytime she come, hey sis, let's do this. I'm ready. So I'm so excited about tonight. And like I said, thank you for inviting me. So you guys, we're gonna talk good. We're gonna talk good tonight.
We're
Yes.
going to have a beautiful conversation. I just realized for some reason the video was literally locked.
I know.
So it's fine. No, it was like only I could view it, but I fixed it. So now people should be
I'm
able
gonna
to
go.
see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Go look for it.
Yeah, because it's I don't know why that happened, but hey, I digress. It's all right.
Girl, I'm looking like Shaka Khan. If I don't get my life together with this.
I like that color.
Right. My
It's
aunt did me a
pretty.
black one too, girl, but I need a new one. I think I've had this is a crochet unit. I think I've had this for about 4 years.
Really?
So
Okay.
you know how you be trying to do a little something new. You know.
Hi.
Hey Nyla. Hey. There go that pretty girl.
She is something else.
If you don't
Oh.
come come say hi right now so you don't interrupt my live. That's the why you came in here. Girl.
You see, Nyla had to get her high
Yeah,
in.
got to compete. Go ahead. I had to move the stool so you could. They can't see you on the side right there.
Hi.
Hi. Look at her, girl. Why they gotta do that, sis? Why they got to peek
I
through?
love to say hi when you get a
Why you want to say hi?
Because I just want to know them.
She said, "I want to know them. I want to know who they are."
Oh.
Oh my god! So
Well, there will be.
find it so we can. I could share it out.
Yeah. I think I'm just going to work on
There you go.
introducing
I
you,
see it.
and then you could introduce your lovely self. And well, you just did, so I guess
I'll do it again if you need me
I'm
to.
I'm so rusty right now.
It's okay.
No,
Huh?
and you know I'm fine with it. I'm just like, oh yeah, I forgot to introduce myself. Like, okay, so hello everybody. For those of you who do not know me, I am Shabreon Howard, aka Shabreon The Advocate. I am a filmmaker, photographer, author, um, writer, of course. Yeah, Lord Jesus.
Girl, what you don't do though?
I
What you
know
don't
that list is
do?
much shorter. Founder of Speak Up um, elocution program, mentorship program. I am also a mental health and sickle cell advocate. I have sickle cell SS. I'm also the child of a sickle SS warrior. My mother passed away from complications when I was 7 years old. And I have a beautiful, soon to be, in literally a month and a day, she will be 9 years old.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
So she's getting old, y'all, which means I'm getting wiser because I don't get
That's
old.
it. Wiser.
So I'm blessed to, to be able to be a mother
Right.
and hold all these hats that I have.
Many blessed hats, might I add.
Thank you. So gracefully. I'm so blessed for that. Thank God for that. Yeah. So that is who I am in a nutshell. Anything you want to add? You want to introduce yourself again?
Yes. So for those who don't know me, my name is Shaquansia Love, but everybody calls me Kwanzaa. I am a sickle cell warrior as well. I have SS. I'm a mother of five beautiful children, and I do makeup. I do everything beauty, but hair, but everything to do with the skin. I got you. And for those who don't know, I'm based in Pensacola, Florida, and as you guys heard, Shay has so many beautiful, talented, so many beautiful ideas. So anytime she comes, call me. I'm coming. No questions asked. So yeah. So tonight I'm so excited about this because this topic is very, very important. And what a way to come back, sis. You didn't take you a little break. We both was kind of on a little break.
A little
So
hiatus,
like a little like something. So
Yeah.
what better way than to come back and talk about something so deep and so needed. So I'm excited. And this is off the dome, babe. You know how you try to research, you kind of prepare, and I'm going
Hmm.
I'm gonna do that. Girl, with the way my day going on, I ain't really had time to like just. So we gonna flow from the heart today in the dome and see what God has to say, because at the end of the day, we are vessels of him anyhow. And he always give us what we need to say when we need to say it. So excited,
Okay. Yeah, and I'm gonna say this. Usually, I have my notes or whatever. I'm strictly speaking from the heart today because I have a lot to say on this subject, and I didn't feel like I needed. Not to say I didn't need to prepare like usual, but I just um I know that when you're speaking about self-worth, it is very much more genuine when you do it from a good place in your heart, and you just kind of let your heart lead you, and usually it turns out amazing. So I'm looking forward to this as well. uh I think we have definitely, it's been a while since we've been live together.
in a while.
Yes, and it's definitely been a while since I've done, I think it was like early September when
Cause
the last time I did a live.
tea party,
Yeah.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was so much fun doing it. It was so fun, and we need to do it again because I tell you, my daughter so enjoyed it.
Oh
Girl,
yeah, I got something coming up. Trust me, that they think that was something. I'm just saying.
hmm,
I'm saying, but I'm not saying because
that
y'all know me.
don't
I
need
be
nobody.
having stuff,
Yeah,
you know. But
just many things
anywho,
coming. Say many things coming, many great things coming. So
yes,
yeah,
I really want to make sure those of you who are watching don't hesitate to speak back
yeah,
to us. We love you.
comments,
This is interactive. Feel
right,
free to share. Feel
right,
free to like.
right.
If we say something you agree with, let us know. If we say something you don't agree with, let us know. Everybody's entitled to their own feelings and opinions. We really want to hear yours on the subject. How long did it take you to find your self-worth? That's the first question. Um, for the audience and for both of us. So I'm gonna let you answer that first, sis, and then I'm gonna come in on the back end.
So self-worth. For the longest growing up, I always, well, when I was a kid, up until I was about what, probably about 17. I think we kind of touched on this when we had our kumbaya moment on the phone that I needed to be reignited. Thank God for you, sis. So it started when I had more of issues with my complexion. I used to get called bucktooth, ugly, black, blackie, so many different names to where it would cause me to want to unalive myself because I was like, what did I do to make people want to pick on me because of my complexion?
Yeah.
So I want to say I was around maybe about 17, 18-ish that I started to embrace my complexion and embrace who God created me to be. And then just over time, being honest to know my worth, and what I'll deal with, what I wouldn't put up with, and all that stuff that's even going on today, because every day we evolve as women. You're in relationships, you do things in relationships that you shouldn't tolerate, that you shouldn't do. You try to say, hey, I'm gonna learn from this, I'm not gonna do this again. So it's so important that you know your worth, because your worth, you got a standard set up. So once you got that standard set up, can't nothing violate those standards, those morals, those values. You have dignity for yourself, so there are certain things that you just will not entertain. And me being in my 30s now, yes, I put my foot on a lot of things, and definitely knowing your self-worth is learning and knowing to say no. Because my thing is, if you don't know how to say no, when to, and how to,
Mm-hmm.
you don't know your self-worth. Because I'm not gonna let nobody run over me, treat me out any kind of way. So I say between at 17, that's when I really started to embrace my complexion, who I was, everything that was flawed about me. And then over the years, even today, I'm still growing and becoming a woman and knowing my worth. So, setting those standards, taking away things that I don't need no more, adding things I need, as a wife, entrepreneur, a mother, all of that stuff. So I'll say about 17, and I'm going to give the floor to you, sis, and on. Go ahead.
Okay. Um.
Hey, y'all. Hey, Tiffany, Mercedes, and Cherie. I just noticed y'all was on. Hey, thank y'all for joining, and share, please. Okay, go
Yes,
ahead.
please share. Okay. For me, I will ask the question again for those of you who are watching or who will be watching. How old, at what age did you discover your self worth? I think that, I agree a lot with what you just said, Kwanzaa. I think that it kind of builds up over time.
Mhm.
Honestly, I think to know yourself more and who you are, and not be ashamed or afraid of yourself
Right.
completely will definitely change how you view yourself, and in turn your self-worth. So I would say for myself, I struggled with my self-worth, but I didn't at the same time.
Gotcha.
I would say that because for a good portion of my life, I had very strong male presence in my life. I've had my dad before he passed away. I had my grandfather my entire life up until I was 24. I had um,
Nice.
a few uncles, you know, big cousins. I've had very strong male presence, so I've also had my godfather. I never really had people like that didn't tell me the things that a little girl needs to hear. You know, how beautiful I am, how smart I am, all the things that, some little funky boy come
Right.
and tell me, and I just think it's like, okay, like
Notice you said
nothing
boy,
special.
not man.
Yes, I said boy. I meant what I said.
Right.
And So to say that, I mean, when it came to terms of like knowing who I was and my worth within like the type of people that I dealt with in general, I
Right.
think that it was so much I would allow, but not really. I
Right.
think I really started realizing my worth. I want to say when I was about 17 as well. I was 17. I
Okay.
think I had a lot of so-called friendships that I could have stayed around in that wasn't good for me. And in realizing that those people weren't good for me and enabling myself to walk away without putting myself in a potentially not dangerous for me, but dangerous situation if anybody could catch my drift, you know.
Right. Right.
Um, so it's like this, you know, I for a very long time struggled with my anger and who I was
Me too,
when I
girl.
was angry.
Come on, talk, Shay.
Okay. And I ain't trying not to go here so early, yo, but while
Right.
I'm here, let me just stand on that, okay?
From the heart now. We flowing from the heart.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let it out. So I I would get very, very angry sometimes throughout my, you know, young adult, throughout my teenage, throughout my childhood after my parents passed away. I had a relationship with anger. So in doing so, my anger was tied to violence.
Yes.
And it rarely would I be violent and not feel like a terrible person afterwards.
Right.
That wasn't who I was internally, and I knew that. That
Right.
wasn't who my parents raised me to be, and I knew that. You know, that wasn't who my grandparents raised me to be, and I knew that. But I had a lot to deal with. Sickle cell was pretty much the least of my worries, to be honest. I
Mm,
think that a lot of people all have their own, in particular, life struggles, and not taken away from anybody's because sickle cell is a beast, a
it is.
monster. It
Right.
is that I'm not taking away from it, but it was not mine coming up. That wasn't my boogeyman, and
Right.
in a lot of ways, it's still not.
Right.
Um, so my boogeyman again was it was really the hurt I felt, the loneliness I felt from
Mm-hmm.
losing my parents,
Right.
the love that I once had when I had, you know, my parents and my grandmother, and then I didn't anymore.
Right.
So that all culminated to this beautiful storm of don't get her past this mark
Right.
or
Right.
else, okay? And in that, a lot of people, you know, a lot of people were hurt. I hurt people. People
Right.
hurt me. I never was the person that like will start something, but listen.
Baby,
I'm
gonna wake up.
trying to listen. Follow me here. I
Yeah.
promise you, it's going somewhere. um, but I just really wanted to say that because it took a very long time. It took for me to literally lose everything, family. You know, not everything because I still had God and I still had my daughter, but everything else. I lost everything else, and I had to find the love that God had for me instead of the love that I wish I had, if that makes sense.
Right. I can relate to that.
And so I will say I and introduced myself to me, to the version of me who I always knew I could be when I was 25 years old. I'm
Right.
sorry, 26. I was 26 because it was after my quarter life crisis. Yes, that's the thing. You could definitely have a quarter life crisis because I was shook. Okay. My mom died at 25.
Right.
I was 25. I was like, listen. My daughter's 1. I was 7 when my mom died. So at least I knew her,
Right. Right.
versus if I would have passed away at that age, my daughter would know me.
Right.
So it like it did something mentally to me on a verge of like it's like that fine line between snapping and finding yourself that
Right.
you meet at a very pivotal point, and you could either keep trudging up or you can like fall flat on your face.
Yeah.
So I figured, listen, I'm gonna keep going up. And when I did that, I ended up in this community doing this. But I wouldn't be this without accepting
That you.
myself. And
Mhm.
it took a long time. I thought that I needed validation from other
Right.
people to tell me that I did good because I didn't have the validation from my parents to tell me that because they weren't here. So
Right.
the 2 people that I'm sorry, 3 people because my grandmother is very important to me as well. The 3 most important people to me couldn't give me what I always wanted, what I always tried to do, which was to make them proud
Right.
and to hear that from them. So I went and tried to make everybody else proud, but in that I started losing myself, right? So
Right.
I feel like it's a constant peekaboo.
It.
Like you lose yourself a little bit, but you find so much more when you realize the lesson in it. You
That's
know,
it.
when you realize that, oh wait, I don't need anybody's validation. That's why when like now somebody will try to tell me anything about myself and I just laugh because I'm like, oh, you know me? Okay.
Right. Right.
Okay. if that helps you, it
Right.
doesn't matter what anyone else thinks of me because I know what and who I am. I know where I've been.
Yeah.
I know where God has me going.
Right.
So it took a very long time to get here. And I am not ashamed or afraid to admit I made a lot of mistakes along the way, but
Woo.
I'm blessed. I'm so blessed. Okay, you okay, Kisha? You
Okay.
understand
Hey,
me.
hey, everybody. Thanks for joining. And please share. Hello. Hello. Hey.
Yes, hey. Share away.
Right.
Okay, let me. So yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know how that. I'm not gonna
So
apologize for that, but I'm thinking it just needed to come out. I
that
don't
needs
know.
to,
Someone needed to hear that.
yeah.
Um,
Because we literally, the majority of society today, that's the problem. They're looking for validation in everybody instead of looking within.
yeah.
Not
Yeah.
following trends. I'm talking about doing the craziest things to sabotage who God created you to be just to fit in with everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand that God has created us different.
For a reason.
Everybody's different. So if you're learning to know your self-worth and who God created you to be, you have to find out what separates you from everyone else. You know what I'm saying? And it's finding your self-worth. When you find that, then you find purpose. And
Yeah.
that whole reason to why you're here and fixing your mistakes and okay, I'm learning from my mistakes and I don't want to fall into this place again, so that's a beautiful thing about a butterfly. It be
Mm-hmm.
a worm, then a cocoon, and then it's a butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody goes through something and finding out their self-worth. But we're living in a day and age, sis. And when I tell you, like yesterday, we was talking, you was so ministering to me that so many people want to copy other people instead of finding their own mark.
Yeah.
And then you get it mad at God when you don't get the answer, and the answer's within you. If you take
Okay.
time to figure out who you are and who God created you to be, that's self-worth.
Yeah, you're too busy trying to figure out what everyone else is doing. Guess
Right.
what's gonna happen? If I worried about what everybody else was doing around me, especially in this community, I would get nothing done. If
Right.
I worried about, and the way I see it is, there is nobody compared to me.
That's it.
Nobody.
Can't compare.
Nobody compares to you. Nobody compares to any other person in this community. I
Yes.
don't compare myself to nobody because can't nobody compare to Shabreon Howard. There is
Yes.
only one.
That's it.
Okay, my mama didn't have twins, and if she did, it'd still only be one of me. Okay,
Because even
so
twins may be identical, but they're different.
yeah, exactly.
They're
So that's
completely.
what I'm saying. I'm sorry. Let me turn this off because I think all these
She said,
gift
y'all,
certificates are sending, and
this
it's gonna
and
keep going off.
said, Kish said, but nobody. And Ashley said, amen and facts. Sprinkled you around. Yes, that's right. Sprinkled you around. And that's like I was
What's
saying,
wrong?
so important that we don't get caught up into the hype. That's a distraction.
You better come in here before it gets dark, and you need to
Oh,
put on some sweatpants and some in
my
the dryer.
mommy mode.
Sorry, guys. I had to. She tried to sneak out on me, girl. She was
I
like,
got my phone on do not disturb. These calls coming in and slap bleeping me out. I'm sorry, y'all. But
I had to put mine on mute because all those gift cards are sending, so I was gonna keep
oh,
going. I was like, what is that? Why do I keep getting alerts? Like, okay,
right.
exactly. Uniquely made.
That's
And
it.
I know that. Like, I know my entire life, I always felt different. I never fit in with
Me too.
nobody, not family, not friends, not
Me
nobody.
right. Right.
I never fit in.
Me
I used to wonder, like, especially growing up, I'm literally from South Central LA. Okay,
right.
those are pajamas. No, if you guys don't know what that mean I'm from the hood.
That's
Okay,
the hood.
and
Right.
I was not. I didn't fit in. I just never fit in, and not to say like you know I don't. I'm not. I'm not ashamed of where I'm from. That's
right.
what made me.
Me,
But ultimately, like I was always different,
right.
and I felt it. Other people would point it out, and I would get, "You're weird. You're weird. Why are you so weird? Why do you act so weird?" And you know what? For so long, that used to kind of a little bit bother me, but now, well, especially now, but for a long time, I realized like it's okay to be weird. It's okay to be different.
Yeah.
It's okay to be set apart from other people, but still love them and still be genuine
Yeah.
with the people who show you genuinity and love and kindness. Um, it's just not for other people to tell you anything that you're gonna internalize.
Yeah.
Meaning, had I been like, "Oh, why am I so weird?" and I don't care.
Right.
Like, I don't. I really I love being weird. I don't like being the same as everybody else. That's boring.
Right.
Who wants that?
Shirt
You know?
that say it's red, it's bright red too, girl. And it say stay weird. And I faithfully wear it. Because it's
Yes.
being uniquely you. We got to get out of wanting to be like everybody else, dress like everybody else. Be inspired to do you. So when you're
Mm-hmm.
looking at somebody else, you should be inspired to do you, not what they doing, but
Yeah.
you and what God gave you.
Mm-hmm.
Not I'm gonna copy her outfit, her hair, her nails, everything to the T. Then what separates you from that person? She said, distract yourself with yourself. I like that, Kish. Distract yourself with yourself. That's it. Yes.
You know what? You're absolutely right
Mhm.
because I've been single for six six years, six
Wow.
and a half years. And I'm gonna let y'all know this now. I'm having the best time of my life.
I know,
Okay,
right.
I am
Hey,
happy.
hey.
Like you know how people like, oh, why I single like y'all happy, y'all lonely. Listen, it it might get a little lonely sometimes, but most of the time, I'm not gonna lie. Listen, I want y'all to hear this. Nothing. You hear that? Nothing. That blows my mind. Like there's only noise when I want there to be noise. And that makes me so happy inside.
Right.
Like
Like
I
peace, right? Having your peace.
yeah, and I took this time to really get to know myself on the deepest of levels because I don't want
Right.
Anyone,
They laughing too, child. That you that was hilarious.
I'm
Like
so
I hear this,
serious.
we like nothing.
Listen,
That's it.
nothing. Okay, that's all I'm saying is I just I love the fact that I took the time to fall in love with me.
Right.
Like I take myself on dates. I get to know what I like, what I don't like. So
Right.
even when like I've dated in this, in the past, and it's very like quick for me to realize, nope, not for me,
Right. Right.
because I know what I want, and I know like not to say, oh, I'm not settling, but I'm not. I'm not going to settle because I know what I can offer as
Right.
well. So I'm not going to be like, oh, no, because I'm a single mom and because I have an illness that I got to settle
No,
for
no. That devil lied.
for who? For what? For
That
what? Because I ain't.
Cherie said you had to love you have to love yourself first. And that's right, protect your peace. That's it.
Yes. Yes.
Self-love is what? The best love.
Yes, it is. And you have to be tough with you.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so this is my next question for you, for
Okay.
myself, for the audience.
Okay.
In discovering your self-worth and not being shortchanged, right?
Right.
There are people that tend to want to box you in, right? To want to
Ooh,
keep
baby.
you small or
Mm-hmm.
little,
Mm-hmm.
keep you not who you know you are meant to be, whatever, however
Create.
you want to put it, place it.
Yeah.
Um, how do you handle that? Like, how do you deal with people like that?
I'm gonna give you a story real quick. It's right in the vein. So a lot of people don't know. Shay knows we had what a 3-4 hour conversation yesterday.
Yeah.
It's been a struggle for me financially in my family lately, but God has been for providing, and I thank God for that.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a friend of mine reach out to me and said, "Girl, you know, you can get this money. You just gonna have to come down on your price." I said, "You saw how your eyes did." So one thing I learned, baby, y'all got to learn to work smarter and not harder. I know what
Mm-hmm.
God created to be, and I know my gift, and I know I've been experienced 9 years doing makeup come April.
Mm-hmm.
I know I set my price for what I'm worth now in future. So
Mm-hmm.
why would I get in God's way and regress what He's done? Because that shows I don't trust Him if I'm hustling and bustling, right?
Okay.
Obviously, if I'm not out there hustling and bustling, that means He got something else He want me to be working on right now. So
Mm-hmm.
why would I take my minimum for makeup application shade is $70? Why would I go from $70 to $50 to
Mm-mm.
make a quick buck, and then I'm worn out even more stressed because I still ain't paid all my bills, even with that $50. Whether
Mm-mm.
it's 85 or 50, I still ain't paid all my bills.
She said it right there. Yesterday's price is not today's
Right,
price.
that's it, Kim. That's
And that's
it.
big old facts.
So now, mind you, she said she was like, and she said she went to a conference. Hear me, y'all. This individual went to a conference, and somebody told her, no matter what you go through in life, do not change your price. Know your price and keep your price. She said, but girl, times got desperate, and I had to do what I had to do. But guess what? Your bill still ain't get fully paid. So now you didn't warn yourself thin. Now you showing God you don't trust Him. Because if you got to get in His way to hustle and bustle, you in the way,
You ain't
honey.
trusting. Yeah, that's not faith.
So I'm going to keep my prices what they are. And because why I'm trying to attract a certain type of audience. See, let me say something. When you run a sale, you're gonna always have what? The sale clients. So they only gonna
Mm-hmm.
come sit in your chair. When that's just like with you and your gifts is and doing things for people. If you telling somebody, for instance, I'm make you a flyer, oh, I'm running a weekend deal for $25. So guess what? Every time that $25 come, you're gonna have them same $25 people cut.
You
Look,
was
you don't want, look,
tell the
you want
truth
them
then.
$25 people coming. You want them $50, $100 flyer people coming. You have to trust God and trust He's gonna send your target audience that He designed and made and created just for you. Can I tell
Mhm.
you, strangers will support you quicker than your own family?
Okay.
So you have to get out of I gotta run a sale. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. God gave you the vision, so He gonna give you the provision. I'm gonna say it
Mhm.
again. God gave you the vision, so He's gonna give you the provision. So even when it's looking slow, He got another thing coming in the background. And 9 times out of 10, you sitting there pondering, looking at somebody else's idea, you supposed to be sitting there with your own notepad, jotting down what God gave you. We
Okay.
be so distracted doing so many other things. Prime example being Facebook and social media. That in them times that we're scrolling, looking at everybody else's business, we could be sitting there having quiet time with God and getting notes and giving Him the chance to download it to us. That goes back to what? Self-worth.
Yes, it does.
I know my worth. I'm not gonna settle. I'm not gonna come down on my prices. Okay, God, I need strategy. So when it starts to get slow at the shop, okay, God, what you need me to do? That's when He opened the door for me to go live. So that was another
Mhm.
stream of income coming in. So I said, okay, God, you're telling me on the days I'm not supposed to be at the shop, I'm supposed to be on this here internet. Because this is where the real coin at, on this here internet.
Yeah.
Okay? And I ain't
Mhm.
got to work hard. All I got to do is get up, open my phone, and boom, let God use me. Versus I'm standing in the shop, I got sickle cell, knees bad, hips bad, all things. Well, I said it's on hill, but you know, we ain't supposed to
Yeah.
be standing there long wearing ourselves out and I'm doing all this to make a quick dollar. When God is telling me to sit down, lay Him download instruction into me and move. So that was a good question, Shay.
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
let people shortchange you and your gift.
Mm-mm.
What worked for them? What worked? What they said? What worked for the goose may not work for the gander. That is a true statement. You can't do that. You can't be around here comparing yourself to somebody else and saying, "Well, they gonna run a clearance or a sale, so I'm gonna do it too." So you're gonna shortchange yourself. God may send you that one client that pay you for the whole weekend, all
Mhm.
because you didn't trust Him. You know what I'm saying? So when I made up in my mind, and it just boggled my mind when she said she actually talked to a coach and they told her, whatever you do, I don't care how bad things get, don't run a sale. And you did it anyway. So God gave
Mhm.
you the advice and you still went behind His back and did what you want to do.
Mhm.
And you still what? Still trying to figure things out because you didn't wait on God. So you right, Shay. We not supposed to shortchange out. That's shortchanging yourself.
Yeah.
That's questioning what God gave you. That's questioning the vision He gave you. That's questioning all of that.
Mhm.
Just sit down and wait. Know your worth. If you do graphics, flyers, makeup, hair, nails, I know it's stressful for everybody right now. But God ain't told me Kwanzaa run a sale.
I ain't hear him say that to me either, sis.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know where that came from.
And wait. She said,
Yeah.
"You and I'm guilty." Yeah, and it's okay, Kitchen. At least you can be accountable and say that. Most people won't be
Yeah.
accountable and say, "I ran a sale." Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But the key is what we need to talk about. When you remember you talking about anger earlier, Shay, she's talking
Mhm.
about patience. Can we
Yeah.
talk about patience and how none of us really have it because we want it right here, right now, microwavable, and God is not a microwave.
Immediate gratification. That's what it is. People
Yes,
want immediate gratification. And
yeah,
sometimes it don't always work like that.
that's it.
And what comes quick may not be easy.
Hmm.
It's not as easy as you think. And honestly, there's nothing in this world free. Nothing.
Hey,
Not Facebook, not none of these apps, not nothing.
come on.
When you get on these apps, you're spending time. Time is more precious and more expensive than money.
Ooh, Jesus.
Okay?
Urge, Shay. Say it again. Come again. What you
I'm
said?
just saying time is more expensive and more
Then
precious than money.
okay.
So nothing in life is free. I get this free. All I gotta do is go do this or sign up for that. That takes time.
Yeah.
Time is
Yes.
money. Which is why I don't I got to a point when I first came into this community, I wanted to help people. I wanted to help everybody. I wanted to, you know, work on my skills, hone my craft, and all the things that I had going on. So I did a lot of freebies. I did a lot of things that people exploited. I said it,
Say it again.
exploited,
They did what, Shay? What they do?
exploited.
Oh, I was just charge you $20 a face like I lost my God blessed mind and one of the foundations cost more than the face. God, what
Yeah,
was wrong?
yeah.
Go ahead.
So
Sorry, we just
no,
had
no,
to
no,
dip it
because
in.
I think we get in here and we're doing this from our heart. So,
Right.
but no, that's if God wanted us to do that, he would convict our hearts to say,
Come on.
you know what, this is the time
Yeah,
where I'm not going to charge, or
yeah,
this is the time where I won't charge as much.
right.
But it shouldn't be no one else's decision but yours
That's
and
it.
yours only. If
That's
a person, if foundation, anybody hits anybody up in this community and say, "Hey, can you do this?" and if they mean for free, you have to see the risk out, the benefits outweighing the risk. Meaning, you can say yes, and you may get more people asking you to speak and to do things, right? But are they all going to treat you with your worth? Are they going to handle you with care?
right.
Or are you going to put that standard and those boundaries up for yourself
Yes.
and give that to people? And again, not everybody deserves access to you. No, not everybody deserves access to me. I know I'm special. I
Mm-hmm.
know I'm unique. I've been saying that this whole time, but I'll say this. There are people in this world right now. My sis is one of them. Call me any day, anytime. It could be 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna pick up the phone.
Yeah.
There are people in this world
Yeah.
who probably could barely even get a respond text from me.
Right. Right.
And it's not, well, I'm bad at texting, so that's a very bad explanation. But you get my drift. It's saying, I'm basically saying, like, the people who deserve access to me, the people know that who I know I'm not being used by, that
Right.
I'm not feeling used by. It's one thing to say, "Oh, I have to help this person. I have to, pour into this person because I know if I needed it, this person will pour into me." That's different
That is.
than continuously pouring into everybody else's cup,
We.
everybody thirsty, especially in this community. Not said like I'm not trying to be funny, but
Yeah.
everybody needs something.
Right.
Everybody's thirsty. So if you pouring, and I did it, I was guilty of this before, pouring
Yes.
in
Right.
everybody else's cup, and then mine became empty, and no one
Uh,
poured back into mine.
Hmm.
And it was a time where I didn't know how to ask for help. I didn't know how to
Ooh,
say,
talk about that because I'm guilty.
I need help, people. This is a bad day or a bad week. It took a while for me to realize that, one, I have to set those boundaries to where if I know that I've been talking to somebody for a few hours, and whether the conversation is mutually beneficial or it's me pouring into a person, that's
Right.
still energy that I have
Really.
given.
Yeah.
And so if I hang up that phone call and I get another call from somebody who I know is going to, again, take energy, maybe it's a give and take, but if I know I'm not going to have enough left over for me and my child
Right.
afterwards, I'm not, I'm going to cut it short.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
had to learn
Have to.
boundaries. I had to learn setting boundaries for myself,
Can we say
setting
boundaries?
boundaries.
Because I don't think people understand how serious it is to have boundaries.
Boundaries are
Serious,
important,
like
people.
like really serious.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Like, no joke, because if you set a boundary for yourself and or other people, and you let someone and they know your boundary and you let them cross it, and there's no type of nothing that happens, like you don't even miss their call once and everything is still fine, that's not a boundary.
Right.
That's a suggestion.
Yeah.
A boundary is setting something and saying, hey, I like when you do this, or I don't like when you do this. And if we want to continue this platonic friendship, relationship, situationship, entanglement, I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there. If we
Right.
are to continue these things, then you have to stay in the boundaries,
That's it.
within the boundaries of what I can do. And if that's a problem for you, listen, I understand. You are free to go. I hold no one hostage.
Can I
So,
real quick, sis?
mhm,
I love that she touched on boundaries because even as for those who are entrepreneurs on here, me being one, Shay one, we can't be saying we got business hours, but then we responded to questions at 3, 4 in the morning. Then you get mad at people for writing you 3 or 4 in the morning about an appointment or a flyer, whatever. If
mhm,
you got boundaries, you got to do the boundaries on your end as they do on their end. If you're responding to them at 3, 4 in the morning, you can't cuss them out. Why? Because you're responding to them at 3, 4 in the morning. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So that's one of the things that you got to do to, okay, I got to set this boundary. So between this time and time, I got this penciled in for this. You need to focus on that and don't focus on anything else. So if this is the time I got scheduled for my schedule and to approve clients, or like you sis, doing flyers at a certain amount of time, cutoff time need to be cutoff time. When I tell you,
mhm,
Shay, it's so right. Boundaries are serious. Like this
yeah,
type of stuff can mess with your health, your
yeah,
mental health, your spirit, because you've been in, like she said earlier, pouring out into people that you need to be pouring into where they at. Because I hear the crickets. I've been hearing the crickets.
okay,
So we can't be saying, especially if you're an entrepreneur, everybody write me 3, 4 in the morning. I'm trying to sleep. But then you responded to them initially 3, 4 in the morning. So they're thinking it's okay. So like Shay said, create safe boundaries
yeah,
that are beneficial for you and your family as a business owner, because it cannot tell you, it's so vital that we have that, so that like you, we're moms, our
mhm,
kids need us just as much as our business need us. So it's so important that you have those boundaries.
yeah,
When I say you,
absolutely.
girl, yeah, them boundaries is,
It
I
is
learned that was
important.
my year of learning that, because
Yeah,
me not that going to that overworking and stuff. So I'm thinking if I'm overbooked, I'm not overlooked. And no, if God gave me this, He gonna send me the client, so I ain't got to be texting people. I'm literally, girl, slide and sleep, mouth open, and get a notification and open it. And yeah, I can do your makeup at no.
yeah,
Wait until your business hours, which is what, Shaquansia? 8:30
mhm,
in the morning.
yeah,
Respond in between the hours of 8:30 and 5. Don't be texting somebody and then get mad at them because you didn't respond.
yeah. Honestly, and that goes for every sense of the word. Like if you know you have boundaries, and most of the time we know it because we feel it. If
That's
we
it.
feel
Bless you,
some
babe.
type of way, then that's a boundary. And if you continue to let somebody cross that boundary, then guess what? You become the victim in this situation where you could have stood your ground, and
Yeah.
maybe perhaps they would have flipped the script. And do you know how many times this year alone, okay? This year alone, I've set boundaries for people and they've
Mm.
gotten completely mad at me. I mean, pissed off. Like
Well,
you would think I would have cussed them out, went
well,
crazy. And I think it's funny because the fact that I have boundaries and you're upset because of my boundaries lets me know the type of person that you are.
you don't have no respect for me. You don't love me or nothing.
None. And so that's why when, even with like, old friends, they come back in your life. And I think I spoke to you about this yesterday, like you're like, oh, give that person a chance again, and time has passed and maybe they've changed. And
Yeah.
it's like when you set that boundary, you stand on that. You don't go back. You don't backpedal, because here we go. It could time's gonna pass. And when time passes, how quickly they forget
Yes.
boundary that was even set.
That's it.
So when you are thinking, oh, I gave this person time away and they've changed and they understand the boundary. Half the time, at the beginning, they probably do.
Right.
But when they start getting comfortable,
What boundary?
that's a character flaw. If a
Yeah.
person continues to cross a boundary that you've set over and over and over, that's a character flaw. That's who they are.
Hmm.
That's not, oh, I made a mistake. that's
Ain't
that's
no.
a hell of a mistake if you keep doing it. That's a character flaw.
There you go.
So what I'm saying is when you have a person that have shown you who they are, what Miss Maya say?
Believe.
Believe them and leave them. I'm gonna add that part. That's part from Shabreon, and leave them right
Believe.
where they at. And don't feel bad. Listen, I don't care if a person paints me to be a villain. I know who I am. Do you know how many people in this community, in this world, in this life thinks that I'm a terrible person?
Right. Which I know you're not, but
I think that it's hilarious because I know I'm not.
that's what they can't
And
abuse you. That's all it is. Because
yeah,
they can't fight with you. They can't get what they want out of you. So I'm gonna control how people think of you so they don't even try to inquire to you.
and that's fine because the people who believe what they hear and not what they see deserves to believe it.
That's it. That's it.
And that's why, if ever a time, I'm saying this publicly, do not come to me with, oh, this was said about you. What happened? I don't care. Believe whoever told you what. I don't care.
Right.
Because the real people gonna know the real.
Right.
And obviously, if you don't know me, if you're asking me for my side of something.
Right.
If you have to ask, you don't
pretty
know.
hard to believe them. So what you come to talk to me for?
Yeah.
So
I'm not going
I
to
believe them.
I'm not going to explain or dumb down myself for nobody no more.
There you go.
Nobody. I don't have to.
That's right.
Because everything that I do is genuine. I don't have a false motive. I don't even know what that like entail, like what that actually. I don't go around plotting on people. I don't. That's
Right.
not. I don't have the type of time.
Ill
I don't
intent.
care that much. I don't.
Yeah.
So if it's like people saying it's a conspiracy, listen, I don't care that much. I'm telling you, I don't care that much about nobody but my child. Not to say it like that, but to destroy someone.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care.
Right.
Because I can't do to you what God can do to you. I know what my God can do.
Come on, because vengeance is what? The Lord.
Mine said the Lord.
Okay.
So, you know, it is what it is. And I felt like I needed to say this publicly because I feel like it's been years and years and years of just honest to God bullcrap.
Yes, girl.
And I'm tired. I've grown tired of not addressing it, of just not saying anything and just letting it roll off my back because I know better. But I'm saying publicly, I don't care.
Right.
I don't care. Like, genuinely. I'm genuine in everything I do. So
right.
If I'm genuinely caring, then I'm genuinely uncaring equally on something that doesn't bother me.
Right.
I'm not here for that. And I think that a lot of us are missing that point.
Right.
And that's the disappointment in it. I think if one word would stand out, it would be disappointment, because I think that in this community, the way that I embrace Shaquansia, the way that she embraces me,
right.
the way that I embrace other women, other men, vice versa, the way that we embrace each other, the talks that we have, the genuineness between me and other people in the community.
Right.
There's no way that all of it couldn't work that way. Mm-hmm. There's no way. And that's where the disappointment comes in at.
Right. Right.
I don't understand. Like, I just don't get how And I'm probably gonna ruffle some feathers with this one, but I'm gonna say it because it's on my heart, and
Say
I'm
it.
just gonna say it.
Hey,
Um,
Andra, y'all
how
please.
can we anticipate or expect? That's the word. How can we expect medical professionals to treat us better than we treat each other?
Mm. Girl, I done heard the pen drop, the mic drop, whatever drop. It just dropped.
Somebody gotta walk out, put the hand up.
Type thing.
Because I mean that.
Yeah.
How can we expect
Hmm.
the same way that you talk about people in the community you don't like
Right.
is the same way that a doctor or a nurse talks about you?
Mm.
The same way that you feel like, oh, if that person could only get to know me,
Right.
could only understand that that's not the person that I am.
That's right. And that goes with anyone.
Peekaboo.
Right.
You know?
Like, get to know me. Don't go based off what you hear, but get to know me. Get to know me. Get the opportunity to get to know me.
Yeah,
I'll blow your mind.
I really will.
Don't judge me from my physical and all the things that you see that I do.
Mm-hmm.
I could probably be one of the sweetest people you ever meet on the planet.
And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I am the best person. I could be your best friend in this entire world,
Right.
or I can act like I never knew you.
Jesus, say that.
If they're like, oh, she's amazing and she's great and she and you know, some people have all these great things to say about me, and then there's some people that are like, oh, she ain't that great. She did believe them both because I'm human.
But it's why even waste the energy to talk about what you don't like about somebody. Because that shows you what you don't know your self worth. If you got
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it took a long time for me to get here. And it
right,
took a long time for me to accept that I'm equally good and bad.
that's it. That's it.
But I
That's it.
make more good decisions than bad decisions.
Right.
I'm human, but I have good intentions.
That's it.
So I think that when I look back a long time, I would be scared of myself. I
Hmm.
was afraid of that angry girl deep down inside of me because when
Right.
she snaps, she blacks out, and I don't even associate myself with her.
Right.
But I had to learn to accept her and accept that
Because that's
what
the part.
she needs, love,
Mhm.
guidance,
Mhm.
she needs peace,
That's it.
protection,
That's it.
and guess who could provide that?
Guiding you.
So I've I've reached like this very pivotal point of self-worth, understanding, and not being shortchanged by anybody else's bull. For what?
Oh, their suggestions, all of that stuff.
Thank you. Thank you, Amos. I respect you as well. it's it's crazy. Like,
It is, sis.
I feel like we're all human. We all need a little grace. I
Don't we?
ain't perfect. I There are people in this world that are not my favorite people. But
But
I respect everyone.
we expect God to give us grace because we stay asking for it, but we can't give us as humans grace. But then we want to, oh God, I need you. Oh God, hear me. I'm here. You want him to give you grace, so you can't give a somebody who's the same walking the same path as you trying to figure out life like you grace.
Yeah.
A lot of people are literally just hurting people, hurting people.
Yeah. And to like accept that, it definitely means a lot.
Yeah,
Now, it giving grace does not mean you have to give access.
that. Ooh, Jesus, girls, you preaching.
I'm just saying, because people get it twisted.
Come
It's
on.
like you forgive someone, you move past it, you give them grace, you want the genuine best for that person,
Yeah,
but that don't mean I want to be around you. I can't. That's a boundary.
That's it. They're gonna boundaries.
So it doesn't mean I'm a terrible person for that.
Right.
It means that it doesn't mean that you're a terrible person.
Right.
It means that you're human, you've made mistakes. I'm human, I've made mistakes.
That's
But
it.
in us making mistakes, there's lines that were crossed that can't be uncrossed.
That's it.
So there is no access, but there's forgiveness. There's always forgiveness. There's always grace.
Right.
Doesn't have to be access though.
That's it. Ooh, girl, that was a word, y'all. Y'all heard that? Shay just preached you.
I'm just saying, I genuinely love everybody. I promise I do. Like I'm not. I like. I don't understand the. I think that lately there has been a lot more of togetherness and unity than in the past, and I'm grateful for that. But I still feel that we need to get it together, and
Yeah.
that's just speaking from we talked about tough love,
Huh.
because love is love, right? But tough love,
It's a whole new, another respect.
yeah, because if a person didn't love you, they wouldn't tell you something right.
That's it.
If I didn't love genuinely everyone, I would not be saying what I'm saying. I just been like, let y'all do whatever, say whatever, keep it going. It's entertaining. No, like, where do we get off? Where's the stop sign at? Like, how do we continue to do things separately and think it's going to create a collective change that we need?
Because it's not.
Because what I'm going through in Texas, I know someone's in California going through, somebody in Florida, someone like everywhere.
Right.
It's everywhere. It's all around the world. Honestly, it's deeper than the United States, and we know that.
Right.
So knowing that, it's like, where do we decide that we have to truly, not kinda, not halfway,
Right.
not, oh, I'm gonna see what I can get from this to get what I want.
Right.
No. And coming together doesn't mean, again, don't mean doing stuff for free either.
Nope. Or discount.
Nope. I ain't said none of that. Ain't none of that. So get it right.
Girl.
I just want everybody to understand that
Right.
there is still grace in seeing your worth, but also when you can acknowledge someone else's worth and show them you acknowledge that, it means so much more. It goes so much further.
Because it's growth in theirs. Yours,
Yeah.
when they can respectfully acknowledge your gift and what you are and what you contribute.
Mm-hmm.
Who doesn't want to feel appreciated? You know?
I know not a person.
Right.
What you doing? What you doing? I'm live, and you know that.
Oh, can I? Never mind. I'll just use it later.
You know, girl, you know what they be doing, girl.
I had to give her the mom eyes real quick, y'all. I'm sorry.
Do, girl.
Nah, she trying to let her friends in. I'm like,
Jesus, no.
am I not live right now?
She said I could slide them on through because I'm busy.
She gonna hit me with that. I gotta use the bathroom, and then she gonna try to open the door. No. Mm-mm.
Mama mode. Okay.
Again, even kids will test your boundaries. See what I mean?
And she thought she about to friend. You want to tell her no? I'm like this. They have to still know whether you bring 5 friends, 2 friends. If I say no, God doggone it is no.
And she saw the no on my face. I didn't even need to
Right,
speak.
right. I
And that's a blessing. It doesn't
but
always go that well, but it
that
when it does, that is a really good feeling.
right,
Anybody have anything they want to add to the conversation? Any questions you have for us? If
right.
you have any questions,
Hey, baby, this is good. This is good.
listen. I didn't know what to expect, honestly. One more question for myself because it was stuck and then it came back.
Yeah,
So the next question is, we spoke about boundaries. We
right,
spoke about not letting other people shortchange us.
right.
What about when we don't follow our own boundaries and shortchange ourselves, when we
Mm.
push ourselves too hard?
Mm.
Like what makes you acknowledge it, and kind of like what is that process like for you?
I have to admit, this is the first year where I'm not on a little too late thing. For me, I know with me and working child, it take me to go to the hospital.
Mm, yeah.
I've been in work and work and work and work, and then I'm sick, and now I can't make no money for real because I didn't work and work and work and work and be like, Kwanzaa, now why did you do this to yourself? You
Yeah.
can up what you want to do, but they're gonna boundaries again. Know when to rest. Know when
Hmm.
to take your vitamins and your medication. Know when to take time off from work. I'm gonna say it again. Even
I
if it's
feel
your
attacked.
profession, you still got to take time off. We
I
was talking
feel
about that
attacked.
one with this.
I feel attacked. Did I just
Oh
did, did
no, I'm just talking in general. But look at you.
did a hit dog holler? I feel attacked. Let me stop. Go ahead.
Oh Lord. But girl, no, just that's me. I
Yeah.
had this year, and you know what did it for me, sis? When I don't have to have no conversation with my kids when I'm in hospital. Mommy, are you coming home? Mommy, you're not gonna leave us. Mommy, please don't. The one time I got real sick and I got scared. Mommy, you're not gonna die on me, are you?
Hmm.
Girl,
That tells
try.
you what.
That really did something to me because you get so caught in wanting to provide that provision ain't just in money. It goes back to that quality time, the memories. Like you said, time, you can't put no price on that.
Nope.
So when I got them wake up calls like, hey, Kwanzaa, you need to slow that up. If
Mm-hmm.
they're your for real clients, they're gonna come. If they support you for real, they still gonna be there. If you decide to take a year off break, if they still love you, they're gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
Don't shortchange yourself and your health and your God-given abilities and then wonder why life is going the way that it's going. When I've done all this to get your attention, because that's what he's trying to do for real, for real. Get your attention, you know.
Talk
So
that talk.
what you
Cause
say, Shay?
I said talk that talk because I'm listening. I am.
Girl, like, yes, like cause I would literally, I'll never forget when I first started work, cause with sickle cell, I feel like it needs to be more awareness on the adult end. Like when your kids, they cater to you, they provide plans, they do all this. But when you reach adult, it's like what? It's like a culture shock. As
Yeah.
I'm saying, my appointments, doctor's appointments being set, my therapy's being done. Everything is ready and set and go. I got my doctor. I know everything is current. Everything is going. It's routine. And then you
Mm-hmm.
get to be an adult and you be looking like, wait, I gotta. Some warriors can work. Some like me and you, we realized we couldn't do a 9 to 5 because I help. So we're entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever floats your boat is fine. And then when I got into, it was so funny because I was going to college and I was working 2 jobs. Girl, I thought I was doing my thing, baby. Then I slipped in the hospital. Girl, I got out. I'm finna go back to work. I just want to buy me a car. I want to do this. I want to do that. Then I slipped again. It got to the point, girl, my own manager said, girl, as much as I love you, I just promoted you. You one of my best workers. I can't do it anymore. You got to go. She said, I love you enough to let you go. She said, you got something in you. God has something in you. She said, I know. She said, I know you may not understand it, but just go to school and flow with school for the moment. And then God will reveal. And boom, look what fell in my lap. Makeup. Never used to wear it. Never used to like it. Never understood why I took my mom in them 2 hours to put makeup on. I ain't understand why they in the bathroom forever. So it was just like, God, just like, girl, I've sent all these signs for you to stop self-sabotaging. Can I call it what it is? Self-sabotage.
Oh, there
It's
you go.
sis. That's what it is, self-sabotaging. Because we get so caught in trying to prove something to ourselves. Oh, I
Mm-hmm.
ain't gonna get sick, or I ain't gonna do this, I ain't gonna do that. Then you put yourself in that position and you're sitting there like, why? Why did I do this to myself? Why did I sabotage myself? Why did I do this?
Mm-hmm.
And God the whole time is telling you, stop. I already got the people there that's going to support you. I'm sending strangers from the north, south, east, west, global. Just rest in me and know I'm going to take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
God is not pleased when we self-sabotage,
Mm-mm.
especially if it's something he gave to you. I gave you this vision, so I'm going to what? Provide a provision. Even when you feel like there's a lack, it's something's going to come in on the back end. Just trust me.
Yeah.
So I had to get out of that fight or flight mode because that's all I saw growing up. Can I be real and transparent with y'all?
Come
All
on
I saw
in.
in life is people in my family, women, especially single moms in my family, fight or flight, ain't planning for the future, ain't doing nothing. Just I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna go to work. And then you end up missing out on so much, your children's childhood, important events at school, just so much because you're self-sabotaging.
Mm-hmm.
Who you trying to prove something to? Because in the end of all, at the end of the day, you're gonna need God and talk to God. So is you doing all this to prove it to yourself? And that's what I felt like I had to have a kumbaya my moment with God and myself to say, Kwanzaa, why are you doing this to yourself? And
Mm.
why? I've
Yeah.
already gave you your resources. I'm the source. Trust me. Believe in me. And I got you.
Yeah.
So that's when he took me off them 9 to 5s. And that's how I end up in the position I am. And even in, like we said, Shay, you're evolving. We evolve. So even in learning through life experiences, Kwanzaa, this not safe. Kwanzaa, this is okay. Kwanzaa, do this. Kwanzaa, do that. So that I'm not self-sabotaging, I'm causing myself to lose my gift completely.
Yeah.
Because when I tell you what we don't want is a permanent sit down for God to where you can't even operate in your gift no more. Because
Okay.
so that's what it took for me, them wake up calls. And it was just the death wake up call where I'm thinking I'm finna die and leave here. But God was using my own children sometimes to give me that wake up call.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have something to be here for besides makeup. You have a whole legacy, my children.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it took for me, sis. And I don't want to take up too much, y'all, but
No,
God is
that was amazing. That was it. I think that that's a lesson that I'm still actively learning. Um, Honestly, my idea of work and other people's idea of work is very different because
because you would lady many hats. I mean, many talents, many gifts.
yeah. So like what I feel like I haven't been working for weeks, but people see me doing like the support groups and stuff like that.
Right,
That's to me, that's a passion project.
right,
That's
right.
something, you know, that needed to be done that I was asked to do. And I felt like I had the time to give because I realized that I was doing more harm to myself than good
Come on
by
here,
not taking a break
come on here,
because I
sis.
had been full-fledged on go mode pretty much all year. And I'd been putting together this program, with my team and all this work that I'd been doing on top of all that I do on top of being a mother. It was a lot. And so
Yeah,
my body finally was like, and then I got COVID. And so
right.
after that, it was just kind of like a whole process of trying to get back to the me I was post COVID.
Right.
And I'm still not all the way right, but I'm better than I was. But I feel that if I hadn't taken that time and taken the break, knowing, hey, I had deadlines, I had, you know, things that I wanted to accomplish by a certain time,
Right.
usually I would have been very disappointed in myself.
Hmm.
And I would have been like, I would have been discouraged. I would have felt like, what's the use? Because obviously it's a lot of stress and for a reason. But truthfully, I had to remember that feeling I felt before I got sick in September. And that feeling that I felt, I still feel. I'm very passionate about the Speak Up program, and I'm very passionate about the work that we put into it, and I'm very passionate about the amount of energy that I gave from myself. And I had to then listen and be patient, and I had to say, okay, God, I'm going to trust you. And
Girl, you heard that hesitation. You said, I'm gonna. Girl,
it was
let me
hard. I've listened.
down.
I'm
Hey.
having a real transparent moment. It was very
Right.
hard to
Right.
sit there with myself and to have done all that work
Right.
and to just be like, all right, I'm going to put it on a strong pause.
Hmm.
Strong pause? Me? Pausing? Anything?
Bruh, I was
What?
shocked. You told me the yes. I said, "Who taking a break? What now? Which who? Brianna Howard? Oh, okay.
So I had to realize that it's okay. and
Yeah.
and the reason for it being that way, it has to be a deeper reason. Things,
Right.
I don't believe in coincidences. I don't believe in happenstances.
Right.
I don't think that me getting sick 2 weeks after I had a exchange, which hasn't happened since I started getting exchanges like 2 years ago. um,
Right.
that let me know, okay, something I need to just pause for right now.
Right.
And I did. And I haven't edited any videos. I barely made any flyers. I have done lives with Nyla, but this is my first time back, and it's because I feel strong enough and I feel like I'm over the hump of my body failing me, literally failing me to the point of me needing medical attention. So I'm just at the point where I'm reaching a little past that, you know,
Huh.
I'm a little over that line.
Right.
So that's why I'm still taking it slow. And I'm being patient with myself. And you hear me stuttering because
You.
that's big.
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
think you understand how big that is coming from me. Like all that I do, and I don't do it to say that I've done something. I do it because I feel like time, like I said, is precious, and I want to be able to accomplish as much as I can while I'm still here.
Right.
And the biggest legacy that I'm going to leave is Nyla. That is going to be the biggest and brightest legacy that anybody would ever see from me. And I know that. And I know how amazing she is already. And I'm going to be honest, all the stuff that I do, as much as I'm grateful that it helps everyone, I mostly do it so that Nyla has so much of me still left here that, when that time comes, she don't feel like she has to find it in someone else. That she's
Hmm.
going to be able to find me
Oh,
where she looks. What is it, Nyla?
Can I find you not that
No,
I perhaps? Oh, okay.
no,
Later?
no, not today.
Okay.
Okay. You about to get ready to come in. It's cold. So damn, it's going out there. She needs to come in the house. It's
There go my mommy mode, mommy mode.
so yeah, so as much as I'm grateful that it helps everyone, and I that's a hi, that's a
Hey,
double benefit of it, you know, that it helps others. The main reason I'm doing it is because it'll help Nyla, because I know that I don't have a lot of my mom left in this world.
right.
So
You're gonna put Don't do it right there. You have to go do it in the bathroom. Plug it in there. You're gonna make my light go out. You have to go put. If you're charging it, go take it in there. You can't charge it right here, right now.
I need the fast charger.
You're gonna have to wait because I'm live. Talking about she need the fast. How you just gonna come? Now you can take my charger right here, but I want it right back. This black one in my hand. He'll get it. Don't knock nothing over though. Come on. Charger too. Don't knock the light over. I want it back in approximately an hour. Your phone should be, whatever you're trying to charge should be charged. And I want my charger back.
Mama, can we have McDonald's time?
We'll talk about it later. I'm on live. Bye. Girl, why they want to talk to you when you're live?
I have no clue. This is just real life, moms with sickle cell. This is what we do.
Right.
So I just, I'm I know that um I think that's where my pressure comes from, is because I want to just get as much of me possible out into the world, not because I want to be famous, not because I mean, being rich would be nice.
Girl, what
you know, I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all. That'd be nice only because I'd be able to be healthier, you know. But I'm doing it because I want to leave me, in so many words, me to my daughter, and the impact that I want to make in the community is the change that gets to happen along the way.
That's it.
And that's the beauty of the entire thing. I think
Yeah.
if you're not honest about it, it's just not real. And if I'm being honest, that's really what it is. Like, yeah, I love helping people. It's my heart. I've always loved helping people. That's just the added bonus. But the person who needs me to help the most is my daughter.
That's it.
So, because I know what it's like. I lost my mom to sickle cell,
Right.
and it's not easy. I'm never gonna like pretend that, oh, she'll be fine. Whether it's, God forbid, a year from now, or I don't know, 20 years from now. God forbid, like, no one knows the time, but I will say this: there will never be a time when Nyla's ready for it.
Right.
You'll never be prepared to lose your mom,
Oh,
your
gee.
dad. That's never something that's like, oh, I knew this was coming. Like, no.
Right.
you can't prepare for something like that, even if you know it's coming.
You still can't prepare, even if they
Mm-mm.
terminally ill, because learning to live, you have to learn to live life without them. And what person wants to do that? That's your story, sis. So I know that's very hard. You
Yeah.
want your baby to see your kids growing up. You know what I'm saying? All that. So when you don't no longer have that, that's why I said God bless your heart and God bless you in everything that you do, because it's just your story, and it's a beautiful story every time you tell it. Because look at the fire the fire you are, the fire that's inside of you. All of that, the deepest painful moments have made you and what
Yeah.
God created you to be. And your mom is within you, and everything you do, she's around you And I know she's so proud. Your mom and your dad, they're so proud of you. So proud of you.
I hope so.
Right. Because girl, you do what you don't do is the question, not what do you do. What you don't do.
I can't draw.
Lord, what?
I can't draw. That's probably like the one thing I wish I could do that I can't do. I can't draw.
I think if you get on it and start, you will be able to eventually. Because you when you focus on something, you gonna focus and do it.
That's the one thing I've been trying my whole life. I've took art class, all that, and it's just not. Nope, that's not my calling. God bless me with gifted hands in a different way.
Right.
He
Look,
said you can write, not draw.
look, I know one to it ain't that one. Okay.
Like I see how you get the two confused because you use the
Right.
same utensils, but nah, that ain't for you.
Right.
So I stick to coloring and painting, stuff like that. Stuff I can actually do without feeling like a failure.
Right.
Nyla can draw though. She's good at it.
Yay! Woman, where'd she get it from?
Oh, she get it from her dad's side. She definitely gonna get it from me.
Oh,
So
she don't get that from me, and that I know.
all the things she got from me, I take claim. She knows so much, and I'm so proud of her. The drawing, she has a whole. I buy her sketchbooks and everything. Like she loves drawing, so I don't know. I
And
used
girl,
to have sketchbooks too, but I had like this whole like when I was younger, I wanted to be a fashion designer.
oh,
That seems like so long ago. Oh my gosh. The times that you like, oh, I wanted to do this.
right. I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to cook, girl. I wanted to be a model. So much I wanted to do. I never in a million years thought of be makeup though. Never in a million
Well, in
years.
so many ways, you're like in the middle of all the things you wanted
Right.
to do. All the things you just
Ain't
named.
that crazy though? How that works?
Yeah. That's literally how it works. Like I don't draw, but I write. And honestly, most of the careers I wanted in my life always had something to do with writing. I think fashion design was like the one thing that didn't. Other than that, I wanted to be a food critic.
What? Who
Yeah,
don't critic girl? Get you some free food, boo.
you know what? And people tell me I should still do that. I don't know, maybe, but I think that it's different now. Like I expected to be the critic that like writes in the magazines or the newspapers and stuff. You know,
Right.
like now everything is digital.
Yes. Yes.
So, but I enjoyed making my videos, and I'm gonna be coming out with a cookbook, and I'm telling y'all that one because I need y'all to hold me accountable because
Yeah, you
I'm
need
taking too long to do it. So I need y'all to be like, where that cookbook at? Because Nyla be holding me accountable, and I still, she's like, but mom, you said,
and you know kids gonna remind you, baby. But
and
this when you don't want to, they gonna, Mommy, you remember when you told me? Mommy, you remember told me I could have this? Mommy, you be like, go.
she forget everything, but until I said,
Right.
then everything that starts with, but you said.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I usually don't talk about what I got planned on doing, but I need a little help
Right.
keeping me accountable because I know that I can be of help with the healthy recipes that I have as well, not just the amazingly, probably not as healthy, most likely not as healthy.
Right.
So, is there anybody that has any questions, comments, or concerns? We're gonna get ready to wrap this up. It's been about an hour 30.
So
This was amazing. I'm so happy.
Right.
I feel so much better. Let me find out. All I had to do to clear my allergies was to go live and speak from my heart.
Right. Look at God doing the healing, girl. He doing the healing.
He like, see if you just listened.
Sacrifice.
Yes. So, because y'all don't know, I've been in here not sick, but just you know, yuck. I hate blowing my nose 1,000 billion times.
And the weather decide what it want to do.
Oh, that's what's messing me up bad too. That constant back and forth from hot to
Right.
cold. My body is like, listen, what we gonna do? Because at this point, you gonna have to just stay in the house.
Yeah.
You just gonna have to chill out here for now.
Right. Right.
Um. Okay, so it seems as though no one has anything they would like to add or say or ask.
This we might need to come. We gonna talk because we might need to come once a week and do this womanly talk, this womanly encouragement.
Oh, you know I'm down. You already know. Listen.
Like they touch on a subject with women empowerment. You know I'm all about that. I think in the time that we're in, every woman needs that. Like you reignited me yesterday, need
Mhm.
that recognition.
Yeah,
So
I'm
many people
definitely down.
themselves in their gifts, and sometimes they need to see one thing that sparks and say, "Okay, I'm gonna get on it." Thank you for taking the time out of your days to encourage me. As black women, we have to learn to do that. Like
Mhm.
that's serving. That's what God put us here to do. We got to get out of self and selfishness and be selfless to help one another.
Yeah,
And maybe we can arrange, I know your schedule be hectic like mine, but we'll talk, we talk and we can sort out
yeah.
this time. I think it'll be really good to keep this going, at least, for the rest of this month, maybe to December, see if people keep, wanting it. And then, girl, who knows what we can do with it? Because
Listen,
everybody be needing that. Some encouragement.
and you know what? That's the gist of it. Like
Right.
to get to the bottom of what we came here to do today was to encourage everyone and ourselves because we need it too. Just because we come here and we give it out does not mean that we don't require it. We're human, just like everyone else. So, you know, drop a kind and encouraging comment. If you're watching this now, if you're watching this later,
Right.
drop a kind and encouraging comment and say something nice that's gonna make us smile. I guarantee you it'll make you smile too. Cause it makes me feel good to say things that I know are from my heart to make others feel good.
Right. Right.
So, you have any last words? Anything you want to say before we go? Before I give my
Right.
positive words of wisdom?
I loved this.
Okay. Well, I won't hold anyone any longer. I will just say, as always, start where you are, use what you have,
That's it.
and do what you can.
That's it.
Until next time, folks, peace.
Bye.